Rastorfer. I'm the Montessori director and the elementary principal. We are looking forward to welcoming back our families safely in the next couple weeks. And so I want to walk through with you now the building of a typical Montessori day for the school year and some of our new policies and procedures. So first of all, when you drop off in the morning, you will enter the alley from the back, and then it'll be a one-way traffic line through in the morning, and then you can turn right out of this parking lot. Now, all families will wait in their cars and wait for the teacher to get your child out of their cars and bring them safely into the building. When the children come in the morning with the teacher, there will be a hand sanitizing station that the children will wash their hands right over here. The teacher will also take the students' temperatures as they come in, and all students preschool through 12 will be required to wear masks. Cloth masks need to be double ply, so that is on the dress code. This is where the students will put their supplies, their book bags, their coats. All of the hooks will be socially distanced and labeled, so the child has a specific place and their own area. And at dismissal or any time when the students will be in the coat room, that will be staggered, so there's no grouping of students together. Students will be permitted to use the snack room this year. Over here at the snack table, only 2 students at a time. There will be a partition that goes in between that divides the students safely in a safe distance. Students will also bring their own refillable water bottle to school every day, and teachers will help them over here at our water station to refill their water bottle while they're here at school. The restrooms right over here, students will be permitted to use the restrooms, but they will be cleaned multiple times throughout the session to make sure everything is safe and clean between student use. Students have the individual cubbies to keep their supplies and their work that they will be working on throughout the session. Students may also bring in their own individual supplies, markers, pencils, crayons, colored pencils to keep in their cubby to use so that they are not sharing the materials. Okay, this is our number room, and all of our classrooms are set up in a similar way. As you can see, there are individual desks for the students to work at that are socially distanced on their own. There will be no Montessori rugs this year. Instead, there will be taping on the ground, on the carpet, in individual rectangles, socially distanced, so the students have a defined workspace. All of the materials on the shelves, the students will go through this during orientation, but after the students are done using the materials, they'll put them in a sanitizing bin, and there's one in each classroom. The teachers will sanitize the shared material and then put it back on the shelf, so it's very individualized, clean, and safe. Students will also be expected to sanitize their hands upon entering a room and then exiting. And finally, there will be a maximum occupancy for each classroom, so the teachers will determine what is safe, socially distanced, and then post that up on the wall, and the students will learn that only so many students at a time will be allowed in one of the rooms at a time. In the art room, some things that will look a little bit differently is there will be a partition between these 2 seats, only 2 students allowed to work at the art table. There are also individual desks for students to work individually at in the art room. Here is what our sanitizing will look like. This will be in each classroom. Students will sanitize upon entering each room and then on their way out. Again, there will be a sanitizing station in each classroom for the students to put their work in after they are done with it. And the teachers will sanitize it and then return it back onto the shelf. Over here are some more cubbies. There's one cubby that's blank in between. So those are socially distanced and safe spaces for the students to store their work and if they want to bring in their own individual supplies. When the students arrive in the morning, they'll put their things away and then they will come up to this room up here for calendar. There will be taping on the floor so students will be spaced socially distanced at the line and have specific areas where they need to sit. They will also use this room for specials like music, Spanish, computer, and they will also be expected to sit on the carpet on their designated spaces. This is the writing room, and students in preschool and kindergarten will have handwriting class once a week. There will be partitions in between these shared desks to keep that social distance and keep our kids safe. And there will also be individual desks around the writing room for the students to work at on their own. And now we are over at the elementary building. This is our Montessori Enrichment Classroom. And students will be dropped off and picked up at the Montessori House for Montessori Enrichment. They will enter and exit their own private door to the classroom. As you can see, the cots over here for nap and recess and lunch. They will be over here for those subjects. They will use the outside area for their own private recess. The cots will be socially distanced for nap, and then they will go over to lunch right over here in the classroom and be socially distanced for lunch at the table. The Enrichment Classroom also has their own private bathroom that will be installed in this classroom. They also have their own sink for snack and their own water bottle refill station that the students can use, so they will not be intermixing with the elementary at all. They have their own private suite over here. At the end of the session, the students will be dismissed out this door. There will be taping on the floor that is socially distanced for students to wait until their car is here. The teacher will take the student out to the car, put them in the car, and then come back for the next student. And the other teacher on duty will be in the classroom to supervise. Thank you for taking the time to go on a tour of the Montessori School with me, and we look forward to welcoming our families back to the Montessori School in a couple weeks.